I think it's pretty clear he will not be able to continue.
It's just not worth risking it. That's a very delicate area.
I'm here for not such a good reason. To heal my wrist. My injury is a tear in the cage which is holding the tendon. It's a little bit complicated.
Right now, it's quite an interesting situation because it's not clear yet if surgery is needed or not.
I knew that we had to work a lot of time at this wrist.
That's the idea, to get the physical and the full-on court coming kind of the same time.
Today we are at the Red Bull Athletes Performance Center in Thalgau, Salisbury, and obviously the first goal is to heal the injury, to bring my wrist and all the body in a position that I can slowly start to practice tennis again, and of course as well to use this amazing facility to get my fitness better than it was ever before.
We are looking at his endurance capabilities, his speed capabilities, and his power and strength capabilities. Basically his maximums. Everything here is his posture, his alignment, his muscle firing patterns, his coordination, his maximum strength, maximum power, and maximum aerobic conditioning.
We are focusing right now on improving the metabolism of the hand. We put the hand into liquid wax, put it out and creating some warmth around the hand. We work with electric impulses to improve the blood circulation and also put nutrients into the cells and everything, so the healing process will be improved.
I'm in the cast. I don't feel any pain, which is a good sign, but which is also pretty normal. So we'll see once I grab the racket again and once I do another MRI or ultrasound.
Is he going? Yeah? I hope good. Go with me, yeah?
We're going to repeat ultrasound to make sure that there is no more reaction around the tendons, that what you've done so for the last 4 weeks has been okay, and there is no reaction, so that's important. And I will go back to the brace people and I will give you new straps, and I'll see if I can make it a little bit more rigid so that you don't have to make it too tight. Yeah. After 2 weeks, I think you should get out of the brace and start doing those exercises. Yeah? And then I would suggest that I see you a week later. Yeah? And I would have to take a decision. Either it's stable and we continue with the physiotherapy, or it is unstable and we need to consider surgery.
When I was removing the cast, it felt great. First of all, I had it on for 6 weeks, which is a very long time, and I did all the daily routines with the left hand, but at the same time it's super stiff, obviously, the right hand and the right wrist. I have Ansgar with me, specialist. He knows this specific injury, and I'm working with him many hours every day.
Wie lange war das jetzt in der Schiene gewesen?
Genau 6 Wochen.
Genau 6 Wochen, ja.
When I took the cast off, I was really shocked how restricted the mobility is. And I knew that we had to work a lot of time at this wrist.
We are working 3 hours, maybe even a little bit more on it, to get it free, to get it more flexible. Nothing is 100% sure, so I'm always gonna be nervous and always gonna hope for the best, and I'm also happy when I've got the final decision then. We are staying here at the Hotel Eichinger Bauer since 3 weeks. During the practice time, I got the green light from the doctor, but still I was super curious how the first stroke's gonna be and how it feels the first time grabbing the racket again.
Dominic, he's still in the foundation phase of coming back. He's done about 3 weeks of really heavy aerobic training, a lot of miles, about 150 kilometers of basic running and core work. You've got to be careful because the wrist is still healing. It's strong, but he's got to get the coordination and the strength back and the timing back of the shots. So he's starting with a transition softball. So the impact's not so great on the tendon, and then he'll transition more to the normal tennis ball in a couple of weeks' time, I hope.
He was super happy to be back on court. Now the focus is on getting back the shot, getting back the feeling of the shot. He's like with closing eyes, he's preparing for every time, for every drill. And then we do like drills for 5-10 shots. And then again, closed eyes, doing the shot.
Yeah, now it's not pain, it's discomfort. It's the right word.
He works very fast, he's very focused, his body changes very quickly, and I think he's going to get stronger and faster within a month or two. His potential, especially my side physically, is a lot higher than it is now.
Very good, especially in the last 2 weeks I did a great progress. I guess everybody did a great job. Haven't played so much the last week. The focus was to get the full range and the full flexibility back. And actually last week I improved from like 70 to 80%, and Monday actually was such a nice day because I played for the first time without any pain.
We got some pretty intense movement training done, some speed endurance, because he's gone to another level on his conditioning, which was good, so we can push him harder. But way more importantly, he's now playing back with a real tennis ball for 20 minutes, which is great. There's obviously a lot more impact on the wrist. He has to use the wrist and the whole body a lot more to generate power, which means that at the end of the range, the wrist is like a whip. So the legs are pulling in now, his hips are driving through, and the impact on the ball is much more extreme than with a soft ball. But now he's very comfortable baseline to baseline with full swings. He's not swinging full speed yet, but if you see, his shots are now back to his real natural tennis shots.
The wrist, it feels very good, but it's still missing some flexibility, it's still missing some range of motion, which is completely normal, even I guess a little bit ahead of the plan, but I still need to be careful, and I only can start hitting 100% when the wrist has the full motion, but I expect that next 2-3 weeks to happen.
A typical training day for Dominic is probably between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. But because he's around about 90 minutes of tennis, he's still actually doing 2 full physical conditioning sessions. So he'll work physically, 9 to 11 in the morning, 11:30. Have a break, hour and a half tennis, then another 2 hours probably in the gym in the afternoon.
We're here in our academy in Preiskirchen, and still now it's a little bit more fitness, but I hope that, or probably it's gonna switch the next days and the tennis is getting more and more and the fitness a little bit less. I'm actually really happy with the progress, especially the last week. The days and the weeks before were a little bit tricky because I didn't actually know how it's gonna be, the playing. It was still a little bit painful, a little bit stiff, but now I'm already playing 1.5 hours without any pain.
His numbers he's been doing the last 2 weeks has really started to increase quite a lot. He's probably put on 10% all his weights, all his strength, and probably the same in his endurance training, in his heart rates. You never know exactly how the body's going to respond, especially when now he's training at this high level. So you always kind of watch for aches and pains and overload. But I'm not so worried. We've had a lot of time, so we went step by step.
I don't really have any worries. I still had, because I was so long out and so long with the cast, so it was tough in the beginning, but now, especially the last days, I was playing quite a lot and the wrist didn't react the next day. It was every day a good progression. The only hope or the only expectation is to be able to play a full match, 2.5 hours, swing full, and that the wrist holds. And if that's the case, I would be super happy.